Hello, folks. Welcome back. The questions will now inevitably be asked: how long before the African National Congress decides to toss aside Cyril Ramaphosa as the president of the ANC? Has it become such a liability that the ANC has no choice but to kick him to the curb? This would not be unprecedented. We've seen it previously with Thabo Mbeki, who was kicked to the curb before his term was up and then resigned as president of the republic. We've also seen it with Jacob Zuma, who was kicked to the curb before his time was up. So what's going on here? Isn't it time for the opposition or those in the governing national unity to call for a vote of no confidence? I mean, the ridiculous nature of what took place, the embarrassment that took place in the evening of 13 July 2025, when Cyril Ramaphosa made people wait and then came out and served up a big nothing burger. This is all over the allegations against Police Commissioner Senzo Mchunu, who's been credibly accused of serious criminal activity, criminal associations, and political interference in the Catgate scandal. And yes, I named it the Catgate scandal after the nickname of one of the criminals involved in this. Ramaphosa waited a week before he took action. A whole week. Then he rocks up 38 minutes late, displaying his complete lack of respect for all South Africans. But don't feel special, folks. He made Donald Trump wait nearly 30 minutes at the Oval Office in the White House when he came in May. So his disdain isn't just for South Africans, it's for anyone trying to show he's the big chief. But 38 minutes. And then the spokesman of the presidency, Vincent Mangwenya, claimed that the reason that he was late 38 minutes is he was consulting with his governing national unity partners about his action. But he didn't consult with the GNU about the firing of Andrew Whitfield. He didn't consult with the GNU about his signature on expropriation and compensation. He didn't consult with the GNU on anything else. But now he's consulting. And why did it take a week? Well, he might make the argument that he just met with Mchunu Friday, but that was Friday. So he had Friday evening to consult with them. He had all day Saturday and all day Sunday. He waits till Sunday evening and then tells us he's consulting. He has zero credibility here. No respect whatsoever for South Africans, contempt for South Africans. Then he claims he suspended Senzo Mchunu with pay, something which the Times Live reported Mchunu himself requested on Friday when he met with Ramaphosa. So yeah, technically that's correct. He suspended him, but it was Mchunu who suggested it. He doesn't tell you that. Ramaphosa then comically claimed that an urgent investigation is necessary, and therefore he's creating a judicial commission of inquiry with a planned interim report of 90 days and 180 days. That's urgent? That's urgent? What about the Hawks? What about the Special Investigating Unit investigations? What about criminal charges being heard? What about firing Mchunu? Why isn't any of that being done? Why is he getting a paid holiday? I remind you that Dr. Zweli Mkhize was credibly accused of criminal activity in Digital Vibes case a couple years ago. And all he did was resign as health minister. He remains in parliament, high on the ANC's list of rogues to take office. Now, Ramaphosa is the same guy who just days ago, 4 months after the fact, sacked Andrew Whitfield for not getting a permission slip for personal travel to the United States. But Mchunu is credibly accused of gangsterism and he's getting a paid holiday, not being fired from his post. Reaction from opposition to civil society has been predictable. Democratic Alliance leader John Steenhuisen said the DA will not accept a years-long process that gathered damning evidence only to deliver zero accountability, a clear reference to the Zondo Commission, which was a huge waste of money and no one's been prosecuted. Steenhuisen continues saying the country cannot afford another elaborate filing cabinet of findings that gather dust while the politically connected escape justice. Well said. And he added, if he truly wants to root out criminal syndicates from the state, he must start with his own cabinet. South Africans deserve action, not more commissions. Hear, hear. For its part, the opposition economic freedom fighters pulled no punches in their criticism of the Callow action by Ramaphosa. This so-called special leave is a cowardly deflection designed to shield a corrupt minister whose involvement in organized crime has been laid bare by Mkhwanazi. They continued. He is directly implicated in ordering disbandment of the political killing task team, a highly effective investigative unit that had handled over 600 politically motivated cases, securing over 100 convictions, dozens of life sentences, and nearly 1,800 years in combined prison terms. Well, the EFF is pulling no punches, and correct to do so. For its part, Action SA's Member of Parliament Darlene James said the party was concerned about Ramaphosa's delaying action, which amounts to kicking the can down the road in confronting the deepening crisis of the South African police service and in the criminal justice system. The president's announcement, which inexplicably required a week of deliberations, raises serious concerns about the lack of urgency in confronting unprecedented allegations of widespread criminal infiltration and corruption at the highest levels of SAPS, including his own Minister of Police. The civil organization Not in My Name International Secretary General Temba Masango said citizens were suffering the devastating consequences of crime while those in power were resorting to procedural stalling instead of taking decisive action. Let's talk about Pala Pala while we're at it. No criminal charges yet for the allegation of torture, kidnapping, perversion of the means of justice, currency violations, immigration violations, and a host of other criminal actions. None of those referred for criminal charges on Ramaphosa. Why is that? Not My Name continues saying, despite the severity of these allegations, implicated figures like Mchunu face only paid leave. Meanwhile, South Africans, particularly the most vulnerable, endure rampant crime. The delayed start of the commission with Judge Madlanga and Acting Minister Kachalia taking weeks to transition further undermines any sense of urgency. And that, folks, at the end of the day is what's really going on here. This is the ANC stalling, as they always do. The guilty are never held accountable. Now, Mchunu is entitled to the presumption of innocence, but what appears to be damning evidence needs to be spread. Mkwenazi needs to now put this stuff out in the public, the WhatsApp messages so that the forensics people can look at it, the weapons things, all those things, get them out there in the public so the ANC can't hide from this. I hope Washington's paying attention to this. These are the people who claim they're trying to negotiate trade deals with you. A cabal of cover-up artists. Are South Africans tired of this? Many are, but a majority need to be. Is it time for a vote of no confidence against Cyril Ramaphosa, brought by MK or EFF? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. We shall see. If not a vote of no confidence, how long before the ANC itself says this guy's too much dead weight, he's too big of a liability, we must remove him? Cupcakes' days are numbered at the head of the ANC, one way or another. What say you, South Africa? What say you, world?